Welcome to Loving Me Before I Love You with Tammy Nicole, the podcast dedicated to you loving and putting yourself first. Others have come first in your life for years, and you know it's time for that to change. You're about to be empowered to set healthy boundaries, confidently have hard conversations, unapologetically put yourself first, and live the peaceful life you deserve. Remember, self-love is essential, and loving yourself sets the stage for every other love in your life. So get ready to embrace self-love like never before with your host, Coach Tammy Nicole.
Hey, it is Transformation Tuesday. Y'all know I get a little silly sometimes, but I am so excited when Tuesdays come around because I enjoy interacting with you guys over here at Loving Me Before I Love You. Welcome back. We are still in the month of November, you guys. We talked about last week how we unwrapped the benefits of a thankful heart. And this week, we're talking about giving thanks for our tribe. We have to celebrate the power of community because community matters. Like who you have in your corner, who you got rooting for you, who you have helping you grow and go in the direction that you're supposed to go in. It's very, very important. I actually have a guest who's returning. I told y'all she was going to become a friend and then a family member, and she's back. We have none other than Miss Shantae back with us, you guys. Let's welcome her back to the show.
Hi, everyone.
Yay, welcome back.
So happy to be back with you guys.
Girl, you ready for this episode?
I am. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I like thankfulness. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Thankfulness.
Are you ready for the holidays, though? That's what I was going to ask you.
Girl, can you believe it? Like, we are really here at Thanksgiving in 2024.
We're here.
It's like, I feel like the year goes by so freaking fast. Summer went by fast. Kids went back to school. They already on break. Gonna go back and gonna be back on break
again. You know what I'm saying?
It just happens so fast all the time.
Georgia,
they are part of. They don't believe in school. They give a lot of breaks. They do.
Ooh, they give a lot of breaks here.
They do. And we just got on the train of getting all these breaks this school year. So I'm really waiting to see what all these breaks really look like. We had one in October, a full week, and got this week for Thanksgiving and then the 2 weeks for Christmas. But next semester is a bunch of breaks then too. So when we think about the word tribe, what does that mean to you? Like, how do you define your own tribe or community?
So tribe means to me is like your people. Like they get you, they support you, they're one call away, anything that you need. Like I really don't like this phrase, but for the lack of better words, they're like your ride or dies. Like they're there. You know what I'm saying? They support you in public. They check you in private. And they're not jealous. They want to see you glow. They want to see you grow. They want to see you at your best. They want the best for you. Like, to me, that's the definition of tribe.
They got your back 100%.
Yes.
I 100% agree that's what a real good tribe is. And I like to say that we don't thank our tribes as often as we probably should. I think sometimes our tribes become in a bucket of they supposed to. I'm going to call it the bucket of they supposed to. It's like, oh, you have my back. You my friend. You my family member. You supposed to always show up and show out. And I think we failed to remember that, they ain't got to do that.
Nope.
they ain't got to show up and do nothing. And I think that we should take time to thank those people who do it. Some of us don't have family members that'll do that,
That's correct.
and some of us like literally only have friends. Some of us live in places where family don't reside, right? And you have to create a tribe of people, of coworkers and friends and your kids' parents, their friends' parents rather. Like we just kind of create a circle of go-to, and we never really say thank you. And I'm not saying nobody says thank you, but I'm saying you don't really see it from an outward cry of, yo, thanks for showing up. Thanks for being there. Thanks for getting my child after school when I couldn't make it because I had that, impromptu work meeting. Thanks for being what they say, a jump skip,
A hop, skip,
call
and a
away.
jump.
Yeah, hops. Yeah, we don't be saying thank you for that.
Yeah.
Some people will go out of their way
Yes.
without thinking twice.
Yes. And I can attest to both in a period of time in life where I did not have a tribe and when I did have a tribe. And ironically, the majority of my tribe early on was not family members. So that's the unique thing about a tribe. It can be family members, but it may not be. It may just be people who they see your goals, they see where you're trying to get to, and they're willing to aid in that process, in that journey for you. So at the tender age of 23, I had 3 children already at 23. And my tribe came, ended up being homeless in a shelter, and I made some beautiful friends in that shelter. So after I was able to get a home, we continued to be friends because like one of us had a car, one of us had like a stable home that the kids can go to while the others were working. Like we really leaned on each other heavily. And then I got to a point where like my family kind of saw how bad it was. And so after that, my kids had gotten older, and it may have just been like they didn't want to, tolerate babies, and they didn't want a young mother around because, that can happen. But then my tribe turned into family members. So they were a little bit more open to helping at a period in my life. And through both of those instances, I saw that how God uses people to show you his attributes. And
Yes.
so that was the beauty of it. Now I did get jaded in some of that process. However, in seeing how God moves his nature of things, it gave me a clearer understanding of why I had to go through that. So I have, times where I didn't have a tribe, but then when I got my tribe or my tribe showed up, or when I tapped into my tribe, because sometimes we don't tap into the help that we have, I was able to appreciate the tribe more. So yeah.
I agree with you. We don't tap in all the time. Some of us are super strong, don't want to ask for assistance, feel like we always have it on our own, or feel like you don't want to burden people with your struggle. So you tend to, I got this, and just suffer in silence or what have you. And then some people, if we're going to be honest, right? You may have a lot of people that you talk to, but you haven't tested the water to see if they're willing to really be there for you.
Yep.
So because you don't know, you don't ask, you don't interact with them, you just kind of do was doing. You know what I mean? And so I just think that a lot of times, I don't know, we have to get comfortable in reaching for our tribe. Um, because we just don't tend to do it. I think that
Because
if
we
you are
just
a
need
person,
to just do it.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we you know, and I think we're coming out of this a little bit, but the independent woman was like a big thing to be for a certain period of time. And it's gaslighting yourself. Like, we're not meant to do life alone. It's just not how God intended for us to do life. And that does not have to be a relationship. It does not have to be with family. You just have to have some kind of human connection, right? To bloom. Like, if you ask anybody who has a multi-million-dollar company, they did not do that on their own. They have a team, they have family, they have a tribe, they have their people that help them get to that level. Ask anybody who has raised children, you know, the and that's what's the saying with that? It takes a village. Why? Because you're not meant to do things alone in this life. And so the quicker we understand that, the better we can get to a space of being comfortable for asking for help.
yeah. That was always a struggle for me. And it was a struggle for me because people tend to always come to me for the assistance.
Mm-hmm.
That when I was, and this is really my own issue. I don't have the issue now. Like I
Mm-hmm.
will ask if I need. But when I first was growing up and people were coming to me for advice, coming to me for their issues, for me to assist them with navigating and sorting through X, Y, and Z, I'm not going to lie. I used to have the thought pattern of, if they come into me for help, how can they ever help me? Like, you kind of see like, man, I need to find people that I can go to for help that ain't coming to me for help,
Right.
type of a thing. But I mean, that was immature thinking, but that's what I thought. Like, I mean, I was in high school. I was, freshman year of college, and I'm saying, well, there's no way they can help me if they come into me.
Yep.
Right. So it's like, I might as well answer or fix my own problems, because they're like, going to them is just not
No, ma'am.
beneficial.
No, ma'am. And that is not that is
But
not the way to do things, because iron sharpens iron. So you may be
absolutely.
absolutely a great therapist, which you are. I've talked to you and been on 2 episodes, and so I can tell that you are a master at that craft. However, you may be bad at let's say decorating, or with money, let's say financial money management, and that's where somebody else can come in and say, hey, like, let me teach you how to do this, or lean on me for this. So it's one, and I'm not saying you have this, but we as a people have to get rid of this complex that we have, that this God complex, that we're right all the time. We know everything. Nobody can say anything to us. We can't be corrected. We can't be reprimanded. We can't learn.
Right.
The Isley Brothers have a song, and a lyric is, you may not be in a mood to learn what you think you know. And so we have to keep an open mind to learn from people around us, and to pull from people around us, and to get help, and be humble. And it takes some humbling. It really does, because we have egos. But that goes back to, are you want to go to the next level? Do you want to fulfill and do what you need to do? Okay, then we need to call in some reinforcements and some help here. And so your tribe is going to do that every time. Listen, my grandmother told me, I was so scared. I was pregnant with my third baby, and I had a doctor who was pushing me to get my tubes tied, and it was something that I wanted to do. But the way the doctor was pushing was really, it was scary to me. And I'm a young woman, wasn't married at the time, so did not have a husband to reassure me or think things through. And so I go to my grandmother, of course, and she tells me, listen, baby, you don't want all them kids. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. When she said it made so much sense. So at that particular time, she was my tribe, and I needed to hear the truth. And she did that for me. So we really have to learn to trust our tribe, reach out for help to our people.
I 100% agree. Again, as I said, that was my thought pattern as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I learned differently in my adulthood, and even though I know differently and learn differently in adulthood, I still am very selective of who and when I reach out
Can
for
I ask
assistance.
Can I ask you why you're selective?
Oh, absolutely, because everybody can't help. Like, period. Right. So some people, like, I'm a firm believer in discernment and knowing who and when, because some people will take what you give them and use it against you 5 minutes later. Like, and they'll use them helping you and saying, oh, I did X, Y, and Z for you. And they use it as, oh, to exploit your weakness or to just not mean any good for it. And so knowing who and having discernment of who and when to provide certain information to is super important. So that's why I'm very selective of who and when. But that leads me to say, picking a tribe, is your tribe chosen or are they happenstance?
Oh, I love that question. A little bit of both, I believe. A little bit of both. It goes back to that discernment that you were talking about as to who you let into your tribe. But you would see those attributes, especially like if it's a coworker that's like always bringing you lunch, or they think about you. They think about you on when they're out shopping. I had a friend like that. She would just like pick me up stuff. They kind of come to you. You know what I'm saying? They kind of gravitate towards you. And so it's up to you to say, okay, this is something that I need to cultivate. This is a relationship I need to cultivate and grow and water and reciprocate what their actions. And then it's just some people who are they're just born to, they're there like family members. I would consider those people family members that are just like there out of love and obligation to you because of bloodline. So I think it's a little bit of both.
And I agree that it can be a little bit of both. I also think that, like you were saying and agreeing, that the discernment is super important when making the choice, because sometimes people have ulterior motives. You don't know how long people are watching you. You don't know how long.
Yeah.
That they're looking at you from afar and desiring and yearning to be in your presence and to get connected. So discernment for me is key in all of it, right? And that's family included, as well as a stranger or a friend from high school to a friend in college or what have you. And I also believe that tribes change. I believe that they go through transitions, as you go through a transition. It's just like friendships, and of course we're saying the tribe is the friend group, but you have different levels of friendships. I think that tribe is that inner circle. It's the people that you keep the closest to you, the ones that you can kind of share the deepest secrets with, or what have you. And those people is what I consider to be the tribe. And for me, I don't want to say you got to pass the test to get in, but low key, there's some level of trial and testing that kind of happens to know, should you really be here? Should you be in that inner circle? And a lot of times we don't choose wisely. Sometimes we choose the wrong people, and we find out the hard way. And sometimes, we listen and choose right. And for me, a tribe has to be able to tell me things that I may not always agree with. I need them to be able to be the mirror.
Accountability.
Yeah, and show me. You know what I mean? Like show me, because sometimes you don't see you, right? You see what you want, but you may not see how you show up. And so,
right.
For me, a real tribe will tell me you tripping. Will tell me, that was kind of mean.
Right.
Will tell me you sound arrogant right now, or you sound bossy, or you sound like you're full of, they will tell you these things without hesitation and without feeling like you're going to have an issue, have an attitude, retaliate, withdraw, do all those things that says, I shouldn't have told you that to begin with.
Now, do you feel like there's a time where someone can be in your tribe, but you're not in their tribe?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it happens all the time. I'm not saying it's per se right or wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying that I believe that situation exists. And it exists a lot of times because you don't give them what they need. They may be fulfilling your need, but you don't fulfill theirs.
Is that healthy to you, do you think?
Healthy. That's a really good question. I would honestly say yes, because I don't think it's about being healthy or unhealthy. Both parties are getting what they need from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that, to me, is what makes it a healthy thing.
Okay.
If there was a negative deposit happening on the other side, then I would say, no, that's unhealthy. It's unequally yoked. It's not, mutual beneficial. Right. But the person that's in your tribe is benefiting from whatever that tribe does. Right. You not being a part of that person's tribe doesn't necessarily mean that there's a weight differential all the time. It doesn't mean that you have to, you came to my rescue, I should be able to come to your rescue.
I agree with that 100%.
No, it doesn't have to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that you as an individual probably should be willing. Like, for instance, if I'm a part of somebody else's tribe, let's just say I'm a part of your tribe, you call on me when you need something, blah, 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 blah. I should not be like, I ain't never calling on Shantae for nothing. Like, she can't do nothing for me.
Right.
Like, to me, that can be problematic because the energy shift would feel very superiority. You know what I mean? It wouldn't feel no level of equal. It wouldn't even feel like there's real common ground there. So from that perspective, I would think that would be a little bit unhealthy.
Hey, hope you're feeling the love in today's episode. We'll pick back up where we left off in a moment. First, we're excited to share that Tammy has a collection of self-love t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and journals for you to express how much you love yourself to the world. From comfy hoodies to motivational mugs, there's something for everyone. While you're listening to today's show, feel free to browse the full collection at IamTammyNicole.com. Thank you, and without further ado, let's get back into today's show.
So let's look. Okay. How do you think, we talk about being grateful for our tribe, being grateful for our community. What's a good way to kind of share that gratefulness with your tribe, where you're not like per se always just like gift buying? Or how often should you say thank you? Or how often should you show your appreciation towards them?
That's amazing, because I was going to say gift buying off top. I was just going to go. I think it can be as small as, I think you should be showing gratitude as much as possible, right? Like, even our relationship with God, you should be saying thankful for the most minute of things. What we feel like is minute, you should be thanking God for. And I feel like the same with your people, because we don't know if we will ever get this moment back, this time back, to even express your gratefulness or gratitude to them. So I think it can be as small as a text message, a card. Cards are Dollar Tree. I love cards.
Me too.
Or it can be as big as like a gift. And I'm a great gift giver, because I listen to what people say they want, what's on their wish list, what's in their Amazon cart. I listen to that and I'm like, okay, I can get you that. And it's a lot of stuff, that is insignificant in price, but would mean so much to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, me, I love books and I love flowers. You can give me a book and a flower for my birthday, for any occasion, and I'm satisfied. And a lot of people are like that. You just have to find out what would like make their day and make the day. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't have funds for this. So again, you can go very, very small and a text message. Save up your money and say, hey, we're going to lunch Saturday. Or breakfast Saturday. I just want to say thank you. I just want to show you some gratitude. Hey, I picked up some lunch for you. I'm bringing it to your job. Or I'm getting a DoorDash to your job. I just want to say thank you. Here's a cup of coffee. I just want to appreciate you I really appreciate you. And those things I've come to see, they mean so much to people because they're not expecting it. Like, for instance, for me, I had a couple of physical therapists that I work with. I reached out to them and asked them to write me some reference letters for another position that I wanted, and they did it and got back to me. Well, when they did that, I went out and I made them baskets with like body wash, lotions, and things of that nature, just because I love to do that kind of stuff, and because they did not have to stick their necks out and put their signature and take their time to do that, contact information and all that. They did not have to do that at all. And so I wanted to show my gratitude, and they were like blown away. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it was a stretch for me. It was money that I could have used elsewhere, but my priority was gratitude. So that's where my money went, where my priority was. And so it doesn't take a lot to say thank you. It doesn't take a lot. And in this day and age, people are not expecting it because we don't do it much. So, like I said, it can be as small as a phone call and a text message. That's free. So
absolutely, your time is free too. So we grew up, and as kids, we always say that love equals TIME and not just money. And so I think that what I would consider the best gratitude or the best thing is to be able to spend time with them, and just that quality time. And it's not just asking for anything, or it's not needing their advice for nothing. It's like, you know what? I just want to sit and chill. I just want to hang out and spend time with you because I'm grateful for you, because I'm grateful for what you mean to me in my life. Not just what you do, but just simply for who you are. And so I think a lot of times We don't just spend time, chilling, watching TV. If we don't have the funds to actually spend and go on a trip or go to lunch or breakfast or the spa, those types of things. If we don't have that type of finances to contribute to that, something small as watching TV together, their favorite movie, or, something just so that you can spend quality time is important. I think that we also should share with the people. We talked about, what that tribe looks like, how you choose your tribe, etc. Building your own tribe. I think people that may find that they don't have a tribe at all and they may want one, I think getting out, going into the community, getting to know people, even if you're not like, oh, I don't go out to lounges or I don't really go anywhere. Like if you have kids, get to know the kids' friends' parents. Start there. Spend time with who you are technically connected to and find out what common grounds you have. You may find that you have, a lot of connectivity with people, but you have to conversate, right? You must talk. You will not find anybody being silent.
Being silent.
Okay, let's first understand that. And prior to all of that, you got to know who you are in order to share who you are to these other people. So start with yourself, start communicating, get to know people, interact. Don't
Yes.
just, sit at home.
And step out of your comfort zone. I mean, if you see somebody like we all love the same places, Home Goods, Target, stuff like that. So if you see somebody who has a nice pair of shoes on, or they're drinking the same coffee as you, or they're looking at the same like candle as you, just spark the conversation. Hey, like, I love your pants. Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get your shoes from? Like, I love that. And that happened to me. Like I had some sneakers on and they were super old, but they're really bright. So this lady just came up to me and she was like, I love your sneakers. And I'm like, she's like, where you got them? And I told her Nike.com or whatever. And so we started talking about other stuff other than the shoes, but she had the gall, the audacity to step outside her comfort zone and like spark a conversation with somebody who she did not know. And so that's what we have to do if we want to be, if we want to find our people. Like if you want to be a friend, you need to show yourself friendly. That's just what it is.
That's biblical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we have to, when you don't have a tribe, like for instance, I live in Georgia now and I'm not from here. It's uncharted territory and it can be scary, but it also can be exciting because you have every opportunity everywhere you go to build relationships. And so it's, we have to take it in our own hands as well. We have to put ourselves out there.
Absolutely. And in the world of social media, you can build your tribe there too. And you say, oh, how can I do that? I mean, TikTok is the number one way I feel to build real tribe and real community. Post who you are. Post the things that you like. Do videos on it. People will comment. People will interact. People will stitch your video, respond to your video, and then you can become friends and interact. And I mean, I've seen people literally get married from TikTok. And you talk about building a tribe, they got a whole spouse,
They literally have groups.
People are getting spouses.
Yeah. Spouses, they literally have
single
groups.
travelers.
Yep. Single travelers get together and travel together. Listen, guys, it's so many. And of course, you have to use discernment. You have to vet these kind of things. That's I would say that's a no-brainer, but I'm just going to put that out that you have to use caution and your common sense that God gave you when you're doing these things. But there's so many ways to connect with people now than it was back then. Now, there are a lot of people that you can meet on social media. My approach I like the in-person better. I just gonna say that.
Absolutely.
You can read energy in person.
Being in person works.
Yeah. But social media is
Yeah,
great.
being in person works.
Yeah.
But social media is
It's
what's
great.
happening.
Yeah.
Right? It's ever since COVID, it has been our way of really connecting with people
Yes. And you
in
can have a
general.
friend in
So
every
I'm
state if
just
you want to.
correct. And so I'm not saying, don't do it. But as she said, you should use a little caution, be safe when you're doing it, but don't shy away from it when you are really looking to find people who you want to connect with. Because, I mean, if you are single and looking for a spouse, they may not be where you live. They may be in another state,
They may be in another
and you might
country.
have to, okay? And you just got to test it. You know what I mean? So, and that includes friends. Like, you just don't know where people are. You join the groups in the Facebook groups and the IG groups and stuff like just join stuff and start interacting and see if you can build your tribe. But
Absolutely.
because I'm a self-love, person over here, self-love coach, guru, whichever y'all want to call me, I'm going to say know yourself first before you get out here trying to get to know other people. Really, really, really
spend time with yourself.
Get to know who you are. So that when you see other people, when you're interacting with other people, you know what you can stand, you know what you won't stand, you know how you want to be treated, etc. Not just accepting whatever you get because you just want to be included so bad. So, you know how we say over here, you got to love yourself so much that the love from others is a bonus. So don't be out here just doing anything. Do you, because you know you. That's the way we do it. Shantae, thank you for joining me again. This has been so much fun. I love interacting with you.
Thank you, Tammy. I love interacting with you and the family. I just love your platform, what you're doing. Keep doing it because we need more positive voices like you in our community.
Awesome. Find your tribe, guys. Remember, self-love is essential. See you next week. And happy Thanksgiving.
That's a wrap on another episode of Loving Me Before I Love You. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a second to show your support by subscribing and leaving a positive rating and review on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Stay connected with Tammy. Make sure you're following her on Instagram and TikTok at Coach Tammy Nicole. If you like to work with Tammy or have any questions you'd like her to answer, please head over to www.IamTammyNicole.com. Until next time, always remember to love yourself so much that the love from others is a bonus.